When the photo dropped, the world was stunned. Not just because it featured Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun. Not even because it showed them holding a baby. But because the moment felt so intimate, so unguarded. So planned. Yet, they had said nothing for months. No statements. No baby rumors confirmed. No interviews or subtle hints. It looked like a spontaneous reveal. But was it really? The truth is, it wasn't an accident. And once the details began to surface, everything made sense. But to understand why they chose that moment, that photo, and that silence, we have to look deeper. Because behind that one viral image was a story years in the making. It all started 8 months ago, when Go-eun quietly stepped back from her schedule. Fans thought it was just a normal break. But behind the scenes, she and Min-ho were preparing for something bigger. Parenthood. Only a few of their closest friends knew the truth. There were no leaks. No tabloid tips. Just silence. Why? Because this wasn't about protecting a secret. It was about protecting a sacred moment. For months, they lived in a bubble, filled with quiet days, doctor visits, laughter, and nesting. Kim Go-eun spent most of her pregnancy at their countryside villa, far from the press and flashing cameras. And Min-ho? He turned down international projects, claiming he was taking a rest. But the real reason? He wanted to be there, every step of the way. One of their inner circle later revealed. Min-ho would cook for her, rub her feet at night, and read baby books out loud. They didn't want to miss a single heartbeat. Then the baby arrived. A healthy, beautiful girl born in the early hours of spring, under the softest pink sky. They didn't tell the world. Not right away. Instead, they disappeared even further. No fanfare. No nursery photo shoot. No brand deals. For nearly 3 months, the couple disappeared from the spotlight. And fans began to wonder, where are they? Then, without warning, it happened. A single Instagram post. Black and white. Softly lit. No caption. No explanation. Just Lee Min-ho holding the baby in one arm, and Kim Go-eun resting her head on his shoulder. The baby's tiny fingers curled against her mother's sweater. Simple. Intimate. Quiet. The world stopped. Within minutes, the image shattered records. Millions of likes. Tens of thousands of comments. Headlines across Asia and beyond. But the truth? That photo wasn't random. It was chosen. Planned. And every detail had meaning. Here's what fans and insiders have pieced together since the reveal. The photographer wasn't a celebrity stylist or magazine rep. He was a friend. Someone who had known the couple for over 10 years. Long before their fame exploded. They invited him to their villa one afternoon. No team. No assistants. Just them. And the baby. He captured the moment naturally. No posing, no preparation. They wanted honesty. Because to them, this wasn't a publicity move. It was a memory. But after the photo was taken, they held on to it. For weeks. Go-eun was hesitant. Min-ho too. Not because they were unsure of their decision, but because they wanted to wait for the right feeling, not the right timing. And when it came, it wasn't a management strategy. It was a quiet Sunday morning. They woke up, looked at their daughter sleeping peacefully between them, and just knew. That was the moment. Go-eun reportedly whispered, "Let's share it. Not to tell the world, but to thank them." So Min-ho posted the photo, without filters, without tags, without even telling his agency. Just love. And the world felt it instantly. But what made the reveal even more powerful was what followed. Or rather, what didn't. No press conference. No interviews. No follow-up post. Just stillness. Insiders say the couple wanted the image to speak louder than any words. And it did. Because it wasn't about fame or attention. It was about a chapter they were ready to honor, not hide. A close friend of the couple said, "This wasn't a baby announcement. It was a love announcement, about who they've become together." But even more telling is what they've done since the reveal. Min-ho has reportedly been turning down roles, one after another. His reason? "I only want projects that allow me to be home by 6. Meanwhile, Kim Go-eun has been quietly working on a children's book. Not for publishing, but for their daughter. She writes in it every night before bed. One page reads, "When the world met you, my heart wasn't afraid anymore." It's also been revealed that the couple created a private photo album, filled with handwritten captions. And at the top of the first page, the same photo that broke the internet. Underneath it, in Min-ho's handwriting, "The moment we chose forever." That's when fans finally understood. The baby reveal was never about making a statement. It was a gesture of gratitude. A soft bow to the people who supported them through every twist, every rumor, every silent pause. It was also a way to honor the life they had quietly built, without needing the world's approval. One longtime fan wrote, "They didn't owe us anything, but they gave us this, and it means more than any drama could." And maybe that's why this photo won't fade like others. Because it wasn't filtered. It wasn't marketed. It wasn't monetized. It was real. It was Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun saying, "We've lived 100 stories, but this is the one we're most proud of." Now, as the world watches them take on their most important roles yet, not as actors, but as parents, they remain as private and graceful as ever. No press tours. No baby product endorsements. Just quiet mornings, storybooks, lullabies, and giggles echoing through the hallways of their home. And fans? They're no longer waiting for the next update. Because that one photo, that one intentional moment, said everything.
After the photo shook the internet, fan communities lit up like wildfire. Hashtags like #MinHoonBaby, #FirstFamilyPhoto, and #OurBeginning trended for days across social platforms in Korea, Japan, and even Latin America. But something strange happened. There was no denial. No follow-up from the agencies. No strategic spin. Just silence. And in that silence, the love spoke louder. The viral photo didn't just confirm a baby. It confirmed a story fans had long hoped for. A story they had only seen in drama scripts. A man and woman who found love, guarded it fiercely, and grew it into something eternal. But what the public didn't know was this. That single photo wasn't the only one taken. There were more. And slowly, without saying a word, Kim Go-eun began sharing subtle moments through quiet corners of the internet. No direct posts. No stories. Just updates hidden in the background. One day, a Polaroid taped to the edge of her bookshelf in a casual interview backdrop. Another, a baby's tiny sock peeking out of a laundry basket in a behind-the-scenes vlog. And in Lee Min-ho's world, a quiet change too. He started wearing a slim gold bracelet with 3 initials engraved, KG and LYM. Fans quickly speculated the second set of initials belonged to their daughter. But nothing was confirmed, until the Seoul Film Gala 2 weeks later. Lee Min-ho arrived in a classic tailored black suit. No date, no flash. But the moment he took the stage to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award, his voice cracked. He held the microphone with shaking hands and said, "This award is special. But lately, I've received something greater than any trophy." Then, as if deciding it was time, he paused, looked directly at the camera, and said, "To the 2 girls waiting for me at home, thank you for making me the man I always hoped to become."